Well, good lunchtime, everybody. Let's get you straightened up here. Alright. I was going to do this as a addition to the normal chatty camping video, but as this is like a separate thing, I'm going to do this, and you've had loads of watch videos to contend with, all my camping people. I thought I'd do something. This lassie is so misty, she's mistaking rocks rocks for wild animals, I think. Yeah, you've had so many sort of watch and strap videos to contend with. I thought, well, I could just add this on to the end of my current video, but that's probably going to get quite long anyway, and quite long-winded, and you might get so bored with it that you might not get this far. So basically what this is, I will attempt to do it's going to be very basic, but attempt to do a packing video, because I know you know, several times people have asked for a packing video, so that's kind of what we're going to do with this video. That's the general plan. So I've waffled for 1.5 minutes. I'm going to finish my tea, I'm going to get a few bits up together, and then I'll show you what we got. Okay, so we've got the usual pigsty around camp, although it's not as much of a pigsty as usual. I have started some packing. Basically, I've put some of my watch stuff in here, the straps, and then just those other bits and bobs from camp I've also squeezed in there. As I had one of these I've put in there, and a few other bits and bobs I've just put in there, just to, you know, it's a bag that's going free, so I may as well use it. This is my rubbish bag. So I have a dedicated bag for rubbish. It's quite full, obviously, because I've been here not quite 4 days, but you know, 3.5 days, you know, 3 nights anyway. So obviously collected up quite a bit of rubbish. So that's what's in that bag there. I, as usual, brought more food than is ever needed, even because of course I'm not really walking as such. I'm just being lazy and staying in one place, so I'm not really using the energy that I probably would if I was walking. Plus also the first night I didn't get here until 9:15, so, and I'd already had something to eat, a sandwich on the way in, so I still had food left and soup left. So I've actually got enough. It's a shame I can't stay another night, actually, but anyway, I've got enough food for, you know, another night as it happens, but I better go home today. So these are 2 bags with food. I might try and get, I don't know if I'll get it all in one bag actually, no, but anyway, that's bags of food there. I've got enough fuel, that's for 1 more tea, which I will definitely have 1 more tea, and I've got enough water for just about 1 more tea, plus a tiny dribble in there, so I've got enough for 1 tea. Oh, actually I've got some more water in there, that's handy. I might have enough for 2 teas, but we'll have to see. I might not have enough fuel for 2. I've got some more cheese and bread over there, which I need to do something with. I'm not quite sure what yet. I don't want to put the cheese in as it is. It's Stilton, and that's gonna make a right messy of everything. So I've got my Tilly hat, which I'll pack in separately. Then this bag here is my electrical bag, and then waterproofs, which I'll wear, trousers, which I'll wear, and I've brought the kilt with me because it's supposed to be summer and I wasn't expecting any rain. I didn't put waterproof trousers in, so I put my kilt in. even if it rains, that'll be fine. Although I have to say, having to drive home if the bottom of my trousers is wet wouldn't be so nice. But I don't think the rain is too much this afternoon. I think it's more mist and fog, so I think we're going to get away with that. But it's fine. I mean, for summer, a kilt is plenty. We don't really need waterproof trousers this time of the year. So, and then I've just got a few other some chocolate there, which I might just eat some of that in a minute. The main thing that I need to do is the roll mat, or the bed which I've been sleeping on. I need to deflate that, fold it up and put it as a back plate thing, back support. It's not really support, but it gives some gives some protection to the back. So I'll use that. Like I said, I brought this foam mat, or this yeah, it is a foam mat, isn't it, with me. It's actually a good job that I did, because my pillow failed after the first night here, and I was able to sort of fold this up somewhat and then sort of stick my head on that. And then what I'm sitting on at the moment is another piece of foam mat. Again, in the summer I don't normally bring as much foam with me. I would always bring one piece for sitting on, but again, because I was here for 3 nights and I was expecting sun, and I was thinking I'd be sitting outside, and I was hoping that the weather would be nice enough, you know, to sit outside, I thought, well, in the past I've always just bought one piece of foam and it's barely enough, really. It's fine for 1 or 2 nights, but I did think it would be so nice I could have something to sit outside on, a bit more comfortable and a bit bigger. Anyway, in the end it worked its usefulness. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up the air bed, and then once that's rolled up I'll come back to you. I won't film it because you've seen air beds being rolled up before, and it's just more editing I've got to do on it, so I won't film it. Basically just let the air out, fold it that way, and then into thirds so it fits into a back. It's pretty straightforward and simple, so I'm not going to bother filming that. Okay, you can see the weather is pretty pants out there again. I think that's just going to go back down to the water. Maybe the water's warmer than up here. So what I've done, bit of leg. You've not had leg for a long time. So what I've done is I've put the last of my clothes, which was my trousers, in this bag in here. So this bag has all of my basically nightwear or any spare clothing that may be needed. The only thing in there that I brought that I didn't use, although I did use the first night, was my fleece jumper, which I don't normally bring, but I did bring. I don't normally bring, but I did bring. And I just sort of half put my feet in it because my feet got a bit cool the very first night. Other than that, there's the duvet in there. Well, you know, the MLD quilt, the MLD inner inside an MLD stuff sack, buff, hat. I brought a very light beanie with me just in case, which I did use. It was that cool a couple of times I put on my head. And then it's just basic, just, you know, clothes in there and things like that. So that's pretty much all that's in that bag there. I've not had my tea yet, so I'm gonna have my tea in a minute. And then obviously my tea stuff here can go away. It still looks like a lot of stuff around, but it really isn't that much, because, you know, you've got bag here, bags of food. Obviously tea will go in that one there. This one I've got more watch straps and I mean the microphone, another microphone in there. So actually there's a lot of watch stuff in there, so I've seen a lot of watch stuff. That's my watch roll there for my watches. Hat, yeah, so that's it really. So like I said, let me just you know, tidy things up, you know, a little bit more, and then I'll get back to you once I maybe have another tea, get another tea going. Once I've got this folded, I'll show you it inside the pack. I'm gonna have to do pretty much everything from this position here because it's raining out. I was hoping the rain would go, but it hasn't. Right, what I do with the mat is I fold it in half width-wise, like that, and then I bring it back on itself like that. You've got to work out the, you know, what length you go for, because obviously each pack is different. So it's kind of shaped something like that, and that's kind of back shaped support. Make sure your nozzle is at the top. I would do the nozzle up as well, so no excess air goes back in again once you've got all the air out. But basically that's your back support for the pack. Okay, well, what I've done so far, which is not a huge amount, excuse my legs. So I've put the mat in there, which you might just be able to see, you might not. Then the next thing I always put in is the sleeping bag and all the night things, and that just goes in there kind of like that really. And then just make sure that your airbed mat is level-ish with your shoulder straps, maybe just a fraction above, so you need to make sure you've got it lined up. Then basically you need to put things in that are fairly soft, which unfortunately most of my most of my bits are quite hard, which is I sort of work out what to put to the side, because the bag I've just put in takes up about 3/4 of the width here. I'll try this bag here. And you just basically just stuff things inside. As best as you can, really. I'm not quite sure what you can see there. I can't can't see the monitor so well. I think there's a little bit of space down here, which might be watch roll sized. Okay, so that's got that. That's got that in there. I'll keep my GPS watch out. I don't normally, you know, bother with it so much, but I'll put it on my right wrist because obviously the left wrist has got something else on it. So, as it's misty, to be honest, from here, this is my usual spot, I will admit. From here it's not difficult to get back. In fact, I've done it so many times I could do it in the mist without a map or compass. But it's always wise to be prepared. And I got my map and compass. I was expecting bugs, but it's been so frankly wet and dreary that no bugs have been out to play at all. Not one single. Let's see. See, she's discovered the little packet of Stilton there. And I still haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put that. I think what I'm going to do... Let's see, move your bottom over that way. I ate half of my bread. I'm just making sure you can't actually see anything. Don't any pornography on this channel. So I'll put that in there. And then I've got this bag here which had something in it. I don't know what was in there. So we'll put that in there. To be honest, there's not a lot else that needs to go in. I'll take the camera off the tripod in a minute, because really I don't bring a huge amount with me. Because when you go camping, I think a lot of people, they take they take far too much. Let's get you up there. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I'm sure they take far too much. Obviously I bought watches and straps, but that's because I wanted to do videos. So you clearly wouldn't be bringing things like that camping normally. All you need, and it's very, 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 very basic and very simple. You need, I start at the bottom, so you need something to sleep on. Now, in my instance, it's either a ground sheet or a bivvy or something like that. Other people might be bringing a tent. So in that case, you'd be bringing a tent. The tent would be what you sleep on and what goes over you. In this instance, I bring a ground sheet. In this instance, well, other times ground sheet. In this instance, a bivvy, and then the tarp. So that's got you covered, shelter covered. You then need to sleep on something warm, so you need an air bed. You then need to sleep inside something, so you need a quilt or a sleeping bag. And that's your basics, really. That's got you covered for, for the night. You don't, obviously we want cooking and that type of thing, but you don't really need to bring much more than that, because that's got you covered. You can sleep, you got your sleeping bag, your shelter. That's your basics. Then obviously you need a cooker and a stove. There's gas. I like MEFs. Obviously I use the Sidewinder, which I've been using now for, it's probably the one thing that I bring on every single camp. Probably everything else alters to a degree. The shelter, the mat, the sleeping bag, the foam mats, the rucksacks, pretty much everything alters depending on weather, time of year and conditions. The one thing that doesn't change is the cooking system, and that packs down every single thing of my cooking system, packs down into the one pot which goes inside this one stuff sack, and that's it. Everything goes in there. The only thing that won't fit in, obviously, are the fuel bottles, so I just carry them separately. But other than that, that's what fits in there. So that's your cooking system. Then obviously you need a rucksack to put everything in, big enough to put everything in. The winter you take a warmer sleeping bag, summer you take a cooler sleeping bag. So ideally you want at least a couple of sleeping bags. Then obviously you need a waterproof and waterproof trousers ideally. You need entertainment, maybe. You may want entertainment. If you're going with friends, you may not want, you know, if you're going with a partner, you might have all the entertainment you need. But you know, you may want entertainment. So for entertainment, I bring, you know, a tablet, and then I can watch films. I'm a bit addicted to watching films when I'm out here. So I enjoy watching films. or having sex with my dinner. Watch the separate dinner video on that. Then, as I say, waterproof coat, trousers, a hat you probably want. Then obviously you need, you know, the correct clothing, winter clothing, summer clothing. You may want winter boots for winter. You know, I bring trail shoes for summer. Food, obviously, you know, you need food, you need stuff sacks to put the food in. So obviously it's starting to build up, but you know, the basics is not that much. And like I said, you know, you saw me putting things into the rucksack just then, and I'm just going to take this off here. Okay, so you saw me taking things off, so all I've got left is some bags of food to go in, which will be going inside. Here I've got some wooden forks and a wooden spoon, which I would have to say I would never normally bring, but I think I mentioned that in the other video, but so I wouldn't normally bring that. Hand sanitizer, which I was at the last minute when I was packing, I was thinking I better remember hand sanitizer. I haven't put any in. I haven't once used it. I've not once used it. I went to the, you know, the big business a couple of times, and I got wipes for my hands, for my fingers and hands, and I used those obviously after, you know, doing the business. Other than that, I haven't used it. I think there's no viruses out here, so yeah, I've not used any, and I think my hands are. When I get home, I'll be washing my hands a million times with soap and water. But anyway, it's just beside the point. So that will be going inside there. Obviously, those bits there will be going inside. That can go in Lass's rucksack. There, that's a water bottle. You know, lead. This pouch here is for the tablet. There's a lip seal in there which I put in at the last minute, insect repellent which I put in there at the last minute and never of course needed, and there's a few clips and things like that which might be useful for tarping, but I didn't need it. I've pretty much got everything rigged up by bringing this one line here. My trousers I've got hanging up because I put in the rucksack, didn't close the rucksack up properly, and not only did we have a swimming pool on top of the rucksack, but some water got inside the rucksack, so there was me thinking my trousers would be dry inside the rucksack, but they got slightly damp. So they're just hanging up to dry there. So, you know, again, you can see there's not much more to go in. Coat, which I may wear, maybe not. Hat, which will go inside. Shoes, which I'm going to wear. This bag here is the electrical bag, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so that's got the electricals, back, you know, chargers and power packs and things like that in it. So obviously that will go inside. And then when you come around here, tea bags will be going into one of these bags over here, and cooking pot will go into that bag there. Phone goes in my pocket. Camera will, I'll either say goodbye here in camp or on the way back to the car. So camera might go on myself or might go in the pack. And then obviously this bit of food here which I showed you. And that's it. Oh, and one last thing which I nearly forgot is the ground sheet, of course, and pegs. So pegs will go in, and the ground sheet. And the ground sheet here the bivvy thing, will go on the outside of the pack. So going inside, we've got electricals, this little bag of bits, food, leftover food, tea, which goes in one of the food bags, cooking pot, and then this bit of food here. So there's like another 4 or 5 small bags to go in inside the pack, and that's it. There's not much else to go in the pack. So I don't bring a huge amount with me. I have to say I try to keep it minimal, but it still seems to weigh quite a bit though. I think what weighs a lot is the electrical bag stuff. I'm not counting watches and stuff, but the electrical bag weighs a bit, but only you've added power packs and things like that. I'm going to have another cup of tea and then I'll carry on packing in a minute. One other thing you need is a water container pouch thing, and I put them in the side pocket. Okay, well, so here we've got just the bits that need to go inside the rucksack here. This will go in the outside pocket there, and then just the cooking stuff which just needs to go in that bag there. And then obviously just put the tablet away at the last minute, and my hat over there can go in, and that's about it really. So I'll just finish up here and then I'll get your nose, and then I'll do that. We've actually got some clear view of the hills, and I have to say it's probably the first time that I have seen the hills properly since I got here. I tell a lie. I think on Tuesday when I went for a little walk up that way, I did see when I was at the top. I did see looking down, but it didn't last for very long. Okay, well, we've got pretty much everything ready to pack away. The last few bits now. So I've put in the top here the ground sheet bivvy thing there. The mist came in and then went again, so it can't quite make up its mind what it wants to do. So we put that bag of food in there, that bag of food in there. So hopefully you can see things packed in there. The electricals go in there. The cooking pot, actually, let's take that out. Cooking pot. And then this bag of electricals, there's usually a little space there, just down the edge where that went there. These knives and forks I'll put in there. Well, I'll get rid of those when I get home, obviously. Those bits there. It helps when you can see what you're doing. Okay. The tablet I will put in there. I was just finishing off watching Hobbs and Shaw. Do like a bit of mindless action. So that one I will put there. Cup. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lift this bag up, because that's almost everything that goes inside, and any other bits are just going to fall over. And then these bits, quite honestly, I'm just sort of dropping in. That can go in there. That food can go up there. Hat, I won't be wearing that back. I brought it because I thought I'd need it with sun. My raincoat will go at the very top. I'll wear my cap. Energy bar can just go loose up there, I forgot that. One water bottle, actually what I'll do is the 2 water bottles can go outside. The hat I'll wear, and that's it. My kilt here, what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to stuff that in here, and then that way, if perchance it rains, alright, actually if it does rain I've still got to get the waterproof out of there, but if I have a waterproof on and I just wanted to, you know, quickly whip something on, then I could grab that there. Alright, I think that's everything I can do here. So that's really every single thing packed. We'll close the pack up because everything else is outside the pack, although you can almost guarantee that you pack the pack, do it up, and then find one thing that has to go inside. Right, okay, so that's the pack packed. So what we now need to do is I'll get water to go in 1 water bottle from the stream before we go. My hat will go on my head. The camera will go in the camera bag. That's Lass's bag there, and that's the other mat, so we'll just put that there. So that's all stuff that's going to go on the outside of the pack, or that Lass is going to carry. I'm not sure how much more I can film outside, because just as I was starting to get ready to take the tarp down, it started raining again. So I'm just going to turn the camera off, and then I can pack it away if necessary, because I don't want it raining and getting the camera wet. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that, and if it, I don't know if that rain's coming to anything or not. So I might try and do the, you know, collapse the tarp down on camera. I'm not sure yet. It kind of depends what this weather does. Oh, hopefully I can get the tarp down and rolled up for you if it doesn't rain. If perchance it does rain and I don't get any more, obviously it's just a matter of rolling it up and then putting it in the outside of the pack. And, you know, again, if I don't get any more, you know, thanks for watching this packing video. I think it's going to be quite a long one. You know, thanks for watching. You know, this is sort of especially for the campers amongst you who want to watch the mindless nonsense of packing a bag. You know, catch you all again in the near future, hopefully. And you know, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button. That notification button, I'm told, is really important, because YouTube you know, is messed up with the algorithms last year. Something happened, so hit that notification buttons if you want to watch more crap from me. Alright, anyway, I'll press the stop record button there and we'll see what else we can do. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. We'll try and unpack and collapse this shelter. The wind is... Oh God, falling over my feet. The wind is blowing in this direction, so you want to undo all the pegs this side of the wind. So the last peg you do is the one over there. So this peg I'll leave in position. The local cows have joined us. It's funny, they were here when I got here, and it looks like they're here. The pegs are packed after the camera. How I like to pack Cuban fibre, I'll show you. What I like to do is I like to get my bag, open it out in front of me. This one's actually a bit too long, but I use it anyway. So if the bag is that long, then you roll to that length. And it's also useful to kneel on it so you don't get wet knees. And when you're rolling Cuban fibre, to pack it, it's better, to roll it, because it won't stuff very well. And when you're rolling it, bring in the bits. Really is truly appalling poor weather. Rucksack's fallen over again. This surely has to be one of the worst summers we've ever had. It's shockingly poor. And that's the tarp. I obviously roll it smaller than this stuff sack. I just show you. I swear, they were here exactly when I got here they were here. And it's like they've come back exactly to say goodbye. This one's getting very, very interesting. You're going to be getting a bit too close there. I will say that cows don't bother me. Not yet anyway. But right right there, he came in quite close. I think it's a she actually, isn't it? Which is probably just as well. I haven't got anything red. And Lassie's down in the water, which is a good thing because Lassie doesn't like cows. So that's the cord put in. So it's just the pegs to go in the peg bag, and then obviously the mats I'll just put on the front with the tripod, and that really is it. So hopefully you see me again, and that these cows don't charge. I think they're friendly enough. Okay, well, I saved my goodbyes just in case I didn't film this inside the tarp, so I'll edit that bit in here. Alright, well, from Dartmoor and cows and a packing away video, goodbye.